Sitting here with Eric Ochs. We just got through done doing the SHOT Show, roaming the floors there, and had a good time. Thanks for doing this, Eric.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Eric's got TKI coming up, but I thought we'd go back a little bit through our history. It's always fun to figure out where you first met makers and why you liked them and why you didn't hang out with some of the others. We met doing the Oregon
show. Yeah.
Down in Eugene. I flew into San Francisco, met up with Johnny Mac, and drove up and met Eric for the first time at that show. He was doing fixed blades, not a ton of folders. Or were you even doing folders?
I just started doing folders that year.
Okay, and did we decide it was 2009 or 2010? I don't remember which year that was.
I think it was 10.
I think it was 2010.
It
Good show. We met up with. That's the first time I met Ben Tendick. A bunch of new knife makers started about the same time. I think Eric had a couple-year jump on us.
I've been doing that show for a couple of years, but it's an easy show for me to do because it's only a couple hours away and it's
just down the road.
Not an expensive show to do. So fun, good crowd, but a lot of collectors there too.
Right. You get all the slip joints, the old grandpa knives, and big collections that people...
Yeah, big collections of buck and case and that kind of stuff, which is all cool, but it makes the show a different feel.
Right. Yeah. Not a whole lot of buyers at that show we found, for custom stuff, at least.
Well, the price point is...
Right.
Guys are not coming out to spend, $400, $500, $600, $800 for a knife.
A lot of handling and looking, but not a ton of purchasing.
Yeah,
you do well at all your shows, so we won't go into that.
I try.
Also, something so I have a folder that Eric made back from when I first met up with him, and it's one of his otters. Your company started out as SureWorks. That's what you were calling it.
Yeah. So the funny backstory on that is that when I first started making knives, it was really just my hunting buddies and some local people, and so the SureWorks was it was just a part-time gig, and it was kind of a chuckle between my wife and I, like, oh, this sounds like a cute name for a company, not the criteria you really want to use for picking a name for
and that came from living in Sherwood, Oregon.
Right. So SureWorks, and then it just was it's too long. It sounds weird. People aren't sure quite how to pronounce it, and
but so that's how your last name goes as well. So
right?
You're used to that.
I roll with that.
And it is pronounced Ochs.
Yeah, Ochs. Yeah.
Unless you want to say it with a German accent.
Ochs.
Eric Ochs.
Yep.
All right. So the official name of your business is Ochs Works.
Now. Yeah. I maintain the SureWorks one, and I keep that website up to redirect traffic still because people end up with the old knives.
Yeah.
And
So I have an otter with SureWorks on it, and it's probably worth double what it was worth.
Yeah.
So if anyone's interested, I might sell it. No, I will not. All right. We also, I don't know, somehow we got together. We decided we'd do a Utah trip. You guys came down, you and your wife Robin and daughter came down and met us in.
I think it was when you were out, because you came out to my shop.
That's right.
And worked in the shop to kind of start figuring out how to do folders, and then we thought, well, shoot, why don't we do a Utah trip when I go to the gathering? And so we went a week ahead and did a trip, and so that was amazing.
Yeah, it was. We have a place down in southern Utah, and we went and hit Canarville Canyon Falls.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think that's Canarville or Narville. We hit Arches National Park. Not Arches. That's down in Moab. We hit Zion's National Park
for 2 days.
For 2 days down there, and then Eric and I drove down to Vegas and did the USN show.
Mm-hmm.
And the girls came down and joined us a few days later, and we played around. So I had a really good time doing that.
Utah is such an amazing place different, totally different than the country where in Oregon, we have a lot. We still have high deserts, but the really canyonous and the bright orange colors and different just interesting formations.
Right.
It's just so amazing, Zions. We had such a great time there, and the Canarville, I think, was
kind of high point.
Small, just that small slot canyon hiking experience was.
I hear just in the news recently they're trying to make it into a national park and gonna.
They should.
Yeah. So I don't know how that'll affect crowds.
It'll ruin the crowd effect,
but it'll maybe protect it a little bit. But I had never, being born and raised in Utah, I had never known about Canarville Falls until maybe 5 years ago, which is crazy. Even with us having a place there 40 minutes away,
right.
we hadn't hit it. But that was a blast with you guys. And Eric definitely has been very helpful, letting me go out to his place and work on folders. We did a project. Eric had seen some of my U-Trap karambits and wanted to do a collaboration where we worked on some folding karambits. And some of you guys that follow Eric or I have probably seen those claw rambits that Eric basically took my original karambit design and broke it and made it fold in the middle. And it's amazingly close to the original when you stack them on top of each other. Very close. So that's got to be some kudos to Eric to be able to do that. And
we started talking about that project on the Utah trip.
We did.
I think, yeah.
That's right. We did. So we hope to do a bunch more of those.
Maybe
fun
for
times.
Blade. Stay tuned.
Definitely would have some for Blade. And then I was lucky enough. Eric had us out at his place in Oregon, and he arranged for us to have this amazing beach house down on the Oregon coast. What's the name of the city?
Tierra del Mar.
Tierra del Mar. Beautiful. Right on the beach. You walk out the back door and you're sitting on the beach.
Onto the beach.
Had fires out there. So my little 2-year-old boy was out there playing with the boogie boards. And
we did lots of boogie boarding.
You had your sea kayaks.
You guys, and Nikki rocked on the sea kayak. Kicked
Nikki
both
rocks.
of our butts.
Nikki rocks everything. I'm tired of listening to how awesome Nikki does stuff. So we're not going to talk about that.
Drop that.
Right. Nikki's my wife, by the way, for those of you that don't know. And anyway, we're done with Nikki. What else? TKI show. If you guys are following us on YouTube, you'll be able to. We're going to do a quick little video here of what Eric's got going to the show. Those of you that are not familiar with the TKI show, it stands for Tactical Knives Invitational, and it happens this weekend after SHOT Show. A very exclusive group of makers. How many do they have this time?
I think it's 32 or 34, and I think it's going to remain this size for at least for the next few years.
Right. So it's almost impossible to get tickets to, and if you do get tickets, they're in the $400, almost $500 range just to get in.
It's full dinner and open
true.
Bar, and it's a little bit different than your typical show. It's just in the evening for from 6 to 11 or whatever.
Right. So you don't spend your whole weekend selling knives.
Right.
Pretty much everyone there sells out. They have collectors that come in, individuals that are serious about knives, and obviously the top knife makers out there are doing this show. So I get to ride in Eric's coattails and see how it is to be at the top echelon of the knife world. But Eric's got some amazing knives here. I think he's got 7 that he's going to have at the show to sell. And so we'll do a quick video. Eric will maybe tell us a little bit about what's on them. I've got a favorite. There's one that he done in did I say that?
Mm-hmm.
He did with mammoth and some bronze, a bronze bolster that he's got a hammer finish on it.
New hammer. It's a little bit different than the typical hammer, though. It's
right.
Really texture. It's really
kind of a softer
hammered texture. Yeah.
Beautiful, absolutely beautiful. So You guys can tune over to YouTube right now if you want to, and you can look at some of those knives, and we'll be right back. We got Eric Ochs here. These are some of the knives he's got coming into the Tactical Knives Invitational show. We'll do a quick rundown of what he's got, and the video's not perfect, but we're running a little bit low on light, but you guys will get an idea of what he's got.
So this is my terrestrial knife, and this has some textured carbon fiber from A&J Composite, and a razor wire blade from Rob Thomas Damascus, which is now Vegas Forge, and it's got some really cool details too. I'm not sure if we can get that, but the spine, I love some of the intricate
Great. Get some
patterns.
Some light on that blade. There you go.
There we go.
Nice.
You see that pattern in there. This is a frame lock, and it's what I'm calling the ultra light, and so I think we might be able to get a light in there and see the frame is drilled out, so it's lighter. Also, the back side of the carbon fiber is drilled out, so it's really nice light. And then has Zerk collar, Zerk lock, LBS lock bar stabilizer, and Zerk backspacer. Carbon fiber clip, and
beautiful stuff.
Pretty good action.
Great.
Not too bad.
No, awesome. I could ask a million questions, probably. I won't.
Same material, textured carbon fiber. This is my Otter mag, and with the large oval finger opener, and some copper touches, copper backspacer,
nice,
floated, and also drilled out. Actually, you might be able to see that on the inside if you get down.
Tip it towards me just a touch. Bring the top this way. Anyway, so he's got it all cleaned out. I shouldn't say cleaned out. Reamed out on the inside and reduced the weight dramatically on it. Which already, your titanium and your no liner on the presentation side, so it's already pretty light to begin with. So,
but just takes a little extra, makes it a little surprising sometimes when you pick them up. This is my Persian with a poon, harpoon tip. So, and then rag micarta. This is antique rag micarta. Really cool stuff. I really like. And then Zerk bolsters. And then tip, Tanto tip on that.
Nice. And your finish on your blades they kind of stand out now to me. You see a lot of blades that have the stonewash type finish, but this one's, you've got the blackened blade with the nice fine stonewash on it.
Yeah, it took me a little while to get my mix so that it almost looks like a Damascus.
Right.
It gets a really interesting tumble pattern that's pretty cool.
You got a nice carbon fiber.
No, that's Zerk.
Oh, that's Zerk.
Also.
Zerk pocket clip.
Zerk pocket clip and
Zerk spacer.
Zerk spacer.
Nice.
Yeah. So
beautiful. Nice.
And then Confluence, another piece of cool Rob Thomas reptilian pattern.
And so Rob Thomas is now Vegas Forge.
Yeah.
So they've taken over and they're doing some of these patterns. That one's got a hair on it. You might want to get off before the show. That's from you showing how well it shaves, obviously.
Well, we can do that too. I'm sure it will here.
It did. That's gross.
Oh, okay, we'll keep up.
All right. Thanks, Eric. It'll shave.
So, and then clip in Damascus as well, and superconductor LBS.
Oh, nice.
Might be able to get that.
See
and
that?
Then superconductor on the spacer,
Nice.
Floated spacer as well.
Beautiful. And a Damascus pocket clip as
and
well.
Damascus, yep. Yep.
Copper collars. Is that Zerk pivot? Are those?
No, it's just black and stainless.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
Let's see what's next. This is my Griffin, also in the ultralight configuration. This is some of the pearl carbon fiber. Got a nice pattern to it.
And who do you get the pearl stuff from?
From AJ Composite.
Great.
Yeah. And also pearl clip. And then this has Damascus
Collar.
collar.
I don't know if you can wiggle it.
It's actually black Damascus, and then a hidden screw.
The collar and the lock bar
LBS.
stabilizers from the same material.
Mm-hmm. Same thing on this side.
Nice. I haven't seen you do that before. Is that new? The wider collar on the.
Oh. No, I don't do it a ton, but yeah.
You've done it in the past.
Yeah, I've done it in the past on a number of knives.
Nice touch.
Yeah. And then the back spacer is some of the
Ragmire Carta. It looks fuzzy. It's neat stuff. It's not fuzzy, but it has a soft
it's pretty
look.
Smooth. Yeah, it does. I don't know. Nice, just different stuff to have around the shop, and thought might look good together.
Looks great.
Let's see. This is a New York special with some black Damascus. And obviously a Loveless style grind, and then I often do a little bit different variation of the Loveless grind on the tip, so that it has a Tanto style
Tip on a Loveless blade.
Loveless grind. Yeah,
Nice.
so a little more subtle than the standard Tanto tip.
Right.
And then this is Blackwood carbon fiber, also from AJ Composite, and the clip and the back spacer, which it's kind of dark.
It's
in the
hard to
right
see.
light, it's actually pretty vibrant, but in this limited light we have, it's not real good.
Sitting in the hotel room. Sorry, guys.
So.
But you know it's more beautiful than we could ever make it look.
Anodized liners.
Yeah, it's like a nice bronze anodized
Yeah.
job on the liners. Nice. Very nice.
And then Ryan's favorite.
This is it. This is the mammoth and bronze.
Yeah, so hammered bronze and mammoth ivory handle scales, and then Chad Nichols blackout Damascus, stainless Damascus.
Wow. I don't know if you can get a look at that bronze hammer finish. Just nice, soft, subtle. Really nice. And you've got
the clip to match blade. Oh, and hammered bronze spacer.
to match the bolster. Yeah. Beautiful work as always, Eric.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
All right, you got any? We're gonna cut the video here. Actually, we'll leave it going while Eric plays with my favorite knife. Or I'm gonna play with my favorite knife.
Okay, there you go.
He usually makes me put gloves on, but I didn't have to today. All right, so we shut the camera off. We're back on just the audio file. Thanks for for looking at the camera. Eric does awesome work. If you get a chance to get some in your hands at any time, that's the best way to view Eric's work. What do you got going on in the future?
Well, I do, standard 3 shows that I do: Blade, The Gathering here in Vegas, and then TKI also here in Vegas in January. And then you and I here are we're doing some claw rambits for Blade, so should have some of those. Excited about that. And then Zach Buchanan, who has gotten to be a good friend, great guy, and amazing maker.
For those of you that don't know Zach, great maker. He does a lot of the Loveless style patterns. Does a great job at the Loveless style work. His dad is also a Loveless maker.
Yeah, one of the notables, Thad Buchanan, who spent time in the Loveless shop and is friends with S.R. Johnson and
all the other Loveless guys out there.
Loveless notables, and is a great guy too. But Zach and I, Thad retired this last year, so Zach took over most of his shop stuff and is really doing some amazing work. So definitely worth checking him out.
And you've got a collaboration going on with him.
Yes, that's right. We are going to collaborate on some New York specials for the Blade show. So we'll be having those. And then
the New York special, like in the video, Zach's going to do the grinds on that?
Yeah, Zach's going to grind the blades, and then we'll collaborate on the rest of the knives.
Okay, and you guys are close enough to each other. You can work that.
We're a couple hours, so
that out.
It's great. Yeah,
that's nice. And you've done some collaborations with his dad in the past. Those were folders as well.
Yeah, folders as well. Yeah, okay. We collaborated on a hideout and a shoot knife.
Right.
In the past. So.
Eric's also getting back into the fixed blade realm a little bit. You've been playing with that.
I've put a few fixed blades out. I'm going to try and get back to doing a few of those every year, or maybe more than a few, but just getting them back in the mix.
Yeah. Well, that's good.
Folders take an enormous amount of time and sort of mental wrap your head around what's going on, and so
it's a total gear change. To go from fixed blades to folders to folders to
You're working with different size material, the strategy in terms of how things go together.
Yeah.
They don't really mix well, so you sort of have to work on one or the other, and putting them together has just not really been something that worked out well for me.
Well, and you're having so much fun with folders. Why would you do fixed blades?
That's true. Yeah.
What else you got going on?
Well, can't say too much, but just say that the ink is dry on contract with one of the production companies, so there'll be some stuff coming out for SHOT 2018.
Nice. Well, that'll be exciting. We'll keep you posted when we find out what the ink dried on who that is. So, great stuff. Appreciate you doing this. I know it's a little strange to sit down and talk in a hotel room with something recording it. Usually, you don't want stuff recorded in the hotel room. we can go to a Trump reference, but we won't go to a Trump reference.
I see the tower over there.
Yes, we're inauguration day coming up, and we're staring at Trump Tower. So we'll let you know if that gets blown up and falls to the ground over the weekend. But we're going to be heading out to dinner here. We'll get you some more information from TKI, and I know Eric's going to have a great show, and hopefully you guys can all get an Eric Ochs blade in your hand one day. Go to a show.
Right on. Yeah, for sure.
Thanks, buddy.
Yeah. All right. Thank you.
Thanks, everyone, for tuning in. Eric had a great show. He's been a great friend. Helped me get the knife or folding knife side that I'm working on going, and I really appreciate everything he's done for me. So thanks for tuning in, We've got an interview with Doug Ritter coming up for the next episode. So stay tuned for that with Knife Rights. Big help in the knife community, letting us carry the knives in our pockets and wherever we want. So that'll be coming up a little later this week. Thanks, everyone.